Yes, we are live. Welcome back, my dear friends. This is another beautiful episode of Zero Point Healing Show. This is episode number 56, and we are going to talk about how to change your perceptions and create joy and abundance in your life with PSYCH-K. PSYCH-K is an amazing modality, and we keep talking about PSYCH-K and all the wonders and magic that it is creating in people's life. Before I move on to my guest today, a little bit about me. I am certified in multiple different healing modalities, and I'm currently working with helping healers and facilitators and spiritual entrepreneurs to build their businesses. And that's what I specialize in. And Zero Point Healing came through as one of my major pieces of contribution, where I'm trying to bring together all the healers and facilitators into one platform so that people who have any kind of problems, including me, I have been one of the major client of Zero Point Healing. Whenever I have certain issues, I have started searching for the healers on Zero Point Healing for my own healing. And I personally do at least 2 or 3 healing sessions every month with other healers and facilitators. And I try different healing modalities. And every healing session has helped me move to the next step of my life, whatever it is that I've been trying to manifest, whether it is in my financial area or in my health. Recently, last month, I had like lower back pain. I was like, wow, interesting. So I was like, okay, whom can I call? Whom can I go to? And I had an amazing healer, energy healer from Zero Point Healing. I just booked a session and it was like wonderful. 2-3 days down the line, I had no pain. So that's the magic. This is what I'm trying to create in people's life as well. A simple solution where you can come in and search for the healers or facilitators and so many different healing modalities. There are almost 35 different healing modalities registered on Zero Point Healing at this time. It is a web directory of all healers, of all healing modalities, of all holistic healing practitioners. So if you have any concerns or anything that you would like to improve in your life, you can come to zeropointhealing.com and search for your perfect healer. And in today's interview, we are going to get deep dive into changing your perceptions, and that's where our life starts changing. So I'm moving to my guest today. Welcome, Sophia. Thank you so much for coming to my show. So tell us a little bit about you and your background. I see you are certified in so many different healing modalities, such a beautiful journey. So tell us a little bit about your journey.
Hi, Vishnupriya. Thank you so much for inviting me on the show. And it's a real honor to be here today, and really appreciate the work that you're doing. It's really important that, people are able to access all the different things that are available, because as you said, each one has its own strengths, and, you just need them at different times in your life. So yeah, thanks for having me here.
Thank you.
So a little bit about me. Currently, I'm a PSYCH-K facilitator, and I also practice the emotion code and shamanistic energy healing, mainly using crystals and Reiki. And my journey into this has been quite a long one, through the annals of depression, through jungles and darkness, and a lot of searching, a lot of soul searching. And eventually I found my way into the jungles of Peru, working at an ayahuasca center. And it was really my last hope for transforming myself. I tried many things in the past, and I just found the answers actually with ayahuasca, just allowing just the layers of pain and trauma to be shed. And what was wonderful about that was I was able to stay in the jungle for another 2.5 years, helping other people with their processes. And that really helped me fall in love with that kind of work, which I'd already been doing. I was a qualified crystal therapist, masseuse at that time, but just really holding space for people, talking to them one-to-one, and really understanding the story behind every soul, because it's amazing what people have been through, what they've survived through, what suffering they hide behind their eyes that you have no idea. And just being able to walk through that process and hold space for them to transform was just such an honor. And it was at that point really PSYCH-K found me as well. And I learned how to both repattern myself and then how to help other people just step into that space that they want to be, rather than the person they thought they remembered as, you know, who they were. And yeah, it's been a profound journey.
That's so beautiful. And tell us about the topic, changing perceptions and creating joy and abundance in life. So first tell us about how our perceptions are connected and how is it creating the joy and abundance, how our internal world is connected to the outer world, and tell us about how we can change our perceptions.
So really, our perceptions shape our reality. There's a phrase, seeing is believing. But actually, in modern psychology, they're realizing more and more that believing is seeing. And that's really important to understand, because what you expect to see is what you perceive and what you actually see. And so a good example is if, imagine you were born with, and someone put some blue sunglasses on you straight away, and you saw the world through a blue tint your entire life. And so that's just what you thought was the world. And then one day someone came and took them off. And all these new colors were open to you that you never even knew existed without this blue filter. That's really like, the blue would be a belief that was installed into your personality, maybe by just an angry moment from a parent or someone teasing you. Or minor events can create these beliefs and perceptions. So if someone says you're not good enough or you're always really clumsy, you start to believe it. And suddenly, once that's gone, you can see the world in a completely different way. And it's bizarre how different the world can be from one moment to the next just by changing your perception. So things, like the world is a friendly place. Or have you ever noticed that if someone believes they're really lucky, they always win everything?
Yes. And yeah, and that's beautiful explanation where you are saying about the beliefs and how beliefs and perceptions are creating our reality. So now let's discuss about the changes, how we can change these perceptions. And the hard truth that I had experienced from all of my healing that I'm doing is all of these beliefs and perceptions, just how you were telling, if we have a belief that we are not good enough, then obviously we can't be good enough and show good enough and have a good enough life. But the problem is all of these beliefs and perceptions are coming from our childhood when we did not know who we are, and all of that being recorded in our subconscious mind. And so tell us about how we can change our perceptions and bringing PSYCH-K into the picture, how PSYCH-K can help us change our perceptions.
So yeah, you're extremely right there. Most of these beliefs and perceptions come from our very early years without our knowing, which is why they're called subconscious. There's the sort of iceberg model of the mind, where 5% is the conscious mind above the water and 95% is this murky unknown, which we can only really discover by how our life looks. What patterns recur, what thoughts keep coming up when you're in your dark moments. They often show you your beliefs and programs. And there's a couple of ways to change them, some harder than others. So hypnotherapy is something that goes into the subconscious and works by changing beliefs there. and that's guided by an individual once you've said your problems. And then there's repeating over and over and over again consciously to try and eventually get it to sink into that deeper layer. And then there's PSYCH-K, which I call it a biohack, because it's an extraordinarily quick method to consciously choose what you want in your subconscious. And for me, that's a really important aspect of PSYCH-K, because it brings the wisdom of the participant, of the client, into the picture. So we're looking, they should explain what's happening in their life. They look at what they would like instead, and then we understand what beliefs and perceptions you might need to create that reality, and then you choose them, and then you install them into the subconscious mind through the PSYCH-K process, which for each belief maybe takes 10 minutes maximum, give or take. Some are quicker than others. Yeah.
That's so nice. And yes, I have done multiple PSYCH-K sessions for myself with other facilitators, and PSYCH-K being one of those modalities that I really wanted to get certified in, because I personally feel that PSYCH-K has to be taught for everyone, because it's such an amazing tool. It's like as if you have your tool in your box, and as soon as you find these beliefs and perceptions that you have about yourself, you quickly take the tool and rewire your brain. And how beautiful that would be if every one of us have this kind of tool in our hands. And I've heard facilitators talking about how much work they do on themselves with PSYCH-K session. So tell us what happens in a PSYCH-K session when a client comes to you. How long is the session? And you can also tell us a little bit about what kind of problems or challenges that client can be facing in order for PSYCH-K to help them.
Okay, well, at the moment, my sessions are 75 minutes with a plus minus 15 minutes. So just give space for the session to come to a natural conclusion. Before the session, I send out a questionnaire just to help the client focus on their issue. And that's to allow interesting questions to come up. So there's something that's very conscious, where it's, what's the issue? Why are we changing it? Why now? What advantages does keeping this issue give me? Because that's often a very big block to making changes is, but the benefits of not changing outweigh the change. So it's just sort of trying to bring that awareness to the client initially. And then there's a subconscious exercise as well, which is just seeing what areas of my life does this issue really affect. And that is designed to allow clients just to start to meditate into their own process. I'm someone who really likes to work with people who are willing and ready to make changes. And so by doing these exercises, it just helps bring things up to the surface to be released. So once that's done, we go into the session and we just talk, how are things now? How do you want them to be instead? And start to just go through a discovery process to find out what the blockages are. And we set an intention at the beginning of a session so that it's, as powerful, as simple, and as effective as it needs to be. There's a precept in PSYCH-K where it's about things being as simple as possible without being oversimplified. And it's something that I really love because it's about being effective without having to overcomplicate matters. With PSYCH-K, we can reperceive traumas and old past events that are extremely traumatic, but the client never has to share the content of that if they don't want to, which is also really beautiful. I really do enjoy working with people who have suffered abuse or some kind of PTSD, because the transformation can be so powerful in a very short amount of time because of the process in reperceiving past events and allowing them to be laid to rest in that place of, okay, this is something that happened biographically, but I don't have to emotionally attach to it anymore, and I can live in my present. So that's one area. Sorry, it's one area in which it's really effective. Also, success issues, self-esteem issues, massively. And this goes back into that abundance and joy. Once we see ourselves with new eyes, we can often see the world in new eyes. And so, as much as different issues can stem from slightly different places or manifest in different places in life, often it goes back to self-esteem, self-worth, self-love. And once this has been addressed, the heart can open and you just see the world in a different way and you behave in a different way.
That's so nice. So now let's get started with the meditation that you have for us. And are you able to? Okay, good. So what Sophia is going to do for us today is a beautiful meditation, which has nothing to do with PSYCH-K, by the way, because PSYCH-K is not something that we will be able to do in a group setting. It's completely one-on-one based session. So instead, Sophia is going to do a meditation from other modalities that she is working on. And after the session, we will continue the conversation about other services that you're offering. Let's get started.
Okay, great. So if you'd like to get comfortable on your chair and gently just close your eyes and start to take a couple of nice deep breaths. And as you exhale, just releasing any physical tension. Feeling yourself coming more and more relaxed. As you start to tune into the rhythm of your breathing. And now if you place your attention on your physical heart, can sometimes help to place a hand in that area or just focus your awareness there. And feeling your chest rising and falling. And as you breathe, imagine breathing light into this area. Breathing out anything that doesn't serve. Now slowing down your breath slightly, so you're breathing into a count of 4. And breathing out to a count of 4. Now I'd like you to think of something absolutely beautiful. Try and imagine the colors and textures. And as you see this beautiful thing in front of you, allow the feeling that that beauty inspires to be breathed into your heart and ignite that spark of light in your heart. And as you breathe in more of that beauty, just allow that energy to expand through your body, energizing all of your cells. feeling it connecting with your mind and feeling the expansiveness of the compassion, love, and beauty and gratitude rippling through your being. Now, in your mind's eye, I'd like you to imagine just connecting with everybody else around the world. You might be listening to this right now. If you imagine holding hands with them, being connected through the emotion of love, gratitude, really feel and sense that unity of yourself and all beings on this planet right now. And I'd like you to send out a prayer that all beings may open their hearts with the sentiment of love, growth, and compassion, that those who need to may receive healing and comfort, and those who are able to send compassion and love are ignited to send it out. So as we stand together, holding hands across the world, sending out this beautiful energy of love and compassion throughout the world. And slowly allowing that image to fade, bringing your hands to a prayer position, rolling back your shoulders and really feeling the openness in your own heart as you turn your hands to just hold your heart and give love to yourself. Thank yourself for making that connection into your own body and for this act of service you have done for the world. And relaxing your hands now and coming back gently into normal awareness. When you're ready, opening your eyes.
Wow, that was so beautiful. Thank you so much.
Very welcome.
Wow, and I really love the fact that you included where you're holding hands with everybody and sending that prayer of love to everyone. Wow, that's massively transformational. That's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Sophia.
So
So,
welcome. Thank you.
yes, so let's speak a little bit about the services that you're offering. So tell us about all other modalities and services that you might be offering, packages and programs, if you have any.
Okay, so at the moment, obviously massage is not happening, but everything else I offer is online and available remotely. And that includes distant healing, which could involve something like the meditation we've just done, but we're sort of working with your specific energy, shifting things, connecting into the earth, connecting with your ancestors and things like that, depending on what you need. And whilst we're on the subject of heart opening, I also love the emotion code, which is extraordinarily simple. And it's about releasing trapped emotions from your system. And so ordinarily you have an emotion, you process it and it leaves the system, and it's a simple, complete process. Sometimes they get stuck. For some reason or other, it just doesn't complete the process. And so you have this ball of, say, anger, just going anger, 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 anger. And it causes a distortion in your field. And unfortunately, things can accumulate in one spot. And so the emotion code is a simple process to identify these emotions one by one and then release them using a magnet, because everything is energy. And so it's just like when you accidentally erase the data on your credit card with a magnet. I don't know if you've ever done that. I certainly have. And it's the same thing, because it's electromagnetic data. You just wipe it clean. You identify the file and say, okay, that's what we're erasing, and it's done. And it can be used to erase what we call a heart wall, which essentially when we go through life, we often need to protect ourselves. And so we store trapped emotions in a wall formation around our heart. And initially, it seems like a good idea to emotionally protect like that. But over time, what it causes is a blockage to giving and receiving love. Again, it distorts perception about the world. We see it as dangerous and we have to protect, and we're kind of in the dark behind the wall. And so, yeah, I do blocks of 5 sessions to remove the heart wall, which can be done face-to-face or even remotely, with information about what's being done sent. Then the other thing I really love to do is a bespoke package, which involves everything I do. And it's like a sort of a 6-month coaching program where we sit down for 45 minutes, have a call together, which is completely obligation free. And we decide what's going on for you, what you would need in terms of my services. And then we just decide a program that will work best for you. And there'll be accountability calls, and yeah, just a blend of everything necessary. So that's one of my favorites, because I just love being able to offer people what they need and to allow someone to really be involved deeply in their processes. It's just really exciting to witness that kind of transformation.
That is so beautiful. And I really, really love the 6-month program that you explained about. Looks like a lot of transformation can happen, especially when there is accountability. So I myself have enrolled in multiple such programs of 8 weeks, 12 weeks, certain goals and intentions. So I always recommend doing programs and packages, because we have that accountability rather than just doing one session and we are done. It's usually when we have that kind of relationship, especially going with the client and facilitator one-on-one at multiple times, that is magic. Thank you so much. So that was a wonderful session. So we are about to end. So my dear viewers, as you have been seeing, Sophia has so many different amazing sessions that she can offer to you. And of course, PSYCH-K being one of the most important ones that she has. And you can click on the link below. We have posted Sophia's link. You can click on that and you can book a session. When you click on the link, there is a book a session button. And when you click on that, you will be able to chat with Sophia first. and you can have a call with her if she offers a free one. And I might let you say it for right now. For the time being, she's also doing few donation based sessions, if you want to mention about that, Sophia.
Yep. So currently, everything I do is offered by donation, and the energy transmutation 6-month package, we would just agree a price at the beginning based on what you need. But yeah, everything else you would pay after the session based on what you feel it's worth, in order to be accessible to everyone right now.
That is so beautiful. So you might have to go ahead and book a session with her as soon as possible before she changes her mind on that. All right. As well as in case if she's gonna give you on a certain money-based or a price-based, you can also offer a 10% off discount coupon code with if you just inform her that you found her through 0 Point, she'll also give you an additional discount of 10%. And the coupon code to use is 0 Point. You just have to let her know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Sophia. That was a wonderful conversation about so many different topics we have covered. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear viewers. I'm gonna see you in my next show. If you're watching this video on YouTube, please do subscribe and please do share this video with as many friends and family as you can. And even the meditation that Sophia did today is so amazing. Even doing that would help a lot of fear, anxiety, and anger and depression that a lot of people might have. Even that short meditation can help. So I hope you will share and support each other. Thank you so much for supporting us. Thank you, Sophia. Meet you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.